Oh. Melissa, are you with us?
I'm back.
All right. Still a little garbled, but I don't know if we can just note who's here for the purpose of roll call, or if we have to go through the official list.
I can try. Garbled. Can you hear me?
Very garbled.
Yeah.
Jared, I can look at the invitation and see who's supposed to be here.
All right. I know we have Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, and I see Than is like there, but muted and off camera.
All right.
Thanks for reminding me I was off camera. I have 2 ways of turning it on here.
No worries.
A little
Sometimes
switch.
that's on purpose. It is not a problem.
Looks like we might have had a guest briefly too.
We did, but the person jumped off. Well, I don't know. I've got Erica as a maybe on the invitation, Robin as a maybe, Celeste I think she's out on vacation is my sense. Zan is here, Janine didn't respond, Andy didn't respond, Christina didn't respond, but I think Christina's out on vacation. Andy, no response. Andy Santana May, Koivu, no response. And so I think those are the people.
Yep. All right. Well, if that serves as enough of a roll call, I think we can move ahead.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do formal roll. So.
All right. Well, thank you. I know Erica mentioned that she would originally she was going to be here for the first half of the meeting, but maybe something has come up, so we can continue. All right. Thank you all. Just a reminder that this meeting is being recorded. I have lost the agenda now that Melissa's screen is not there, but I think the next thing was just a review of the previous meeting. Not too much to review. As you remember, last time we spoke about the land acknowledgement and the draft equity lens, and we said that we would come back to you today with some draft language, which we have for you. We sent that out shortly before the meeting. We recognized that you probably didn't have time to review that at all. No worries, we will go over those documents, and between now and the next meeting, if you want to take some time to review that, we'll also discuss today any changes or edits that you want to make to those documents, and have that more formalized next time. But these are drafts that we will go over today. But before we dive into that, we wanted, oh, Paul, looks like your hand is raised.
Just wanted to ask, do you want me to share any of those documents? I have them up if you'd like me to grab them and put them on the screen.
I think we're all set for now.
Okay.
And we will be sharing them, so thanks, Paul.
So yes, but before we dive into that, we wanted to talk a bit about sovereign nation funding. So if you were at the council meeting, you recall that we had a discussion about some options for providing funding for our sovereign nations. And so we were going to go into a bit more detail on that, and I'm turning that over to Bill.
Thank you, Jared. Just to double check our how does it, first of all, is the screen sharing, and then secondly, is it a good size?
Great.
Okay, wonderful. So the context for this, if for those that may or may not have been or weren't at the last council meeting, is that the council took action to move the sovereign nation funding question to a work group of some type. So at the conclusion of this, we're kind of see if anybody here, I guess that would be Zan and Jeff, if you're interested in working on this. But our goals for this are to create an award specifically designed for the 9 sovereign nations within Oregon. And there are a lot of moving pieces to this. You can, the background is one of a lot of this was based on feedback that we've got from our time in community engagements. And those were twofold, that it was kind of from both perspectives, from tribe perspective, and then also from others in the regions. So last biennium, we created had a multiplier, a tribal multiplier for our tribal applicants that were of the 9 federally recognized tribes. And that basically any quality applicant would be, or the application itself of quality was funded. The issue that happened then was that meant our regional distribution. If a sovereign nation was from a region, it meant that they also won the regional designation. And the feedback we got was that some of the community, other non-tribal applicants kind of felt like they were aware they didn't feel like they were able to be competitive. And above and beyond that, there was feedback from tribes that some of their internal processes were not aligned or tight enough within our 60-day window for the RFA, or however long it actually is, to move things through their process to apply, perhaps. So the larger thing, I think, is that what we want to do is reduce that very sentiment in terms of feeling like we're creating competition, and those type of resulting, like, I don't like to compete in something I know I can't win type of thing. And then we're not doing if our process doesn't even allow for some sovereign nations to apply, that also defeats the purpose. So that's kind of in a nutshell, a bit of the background that has got us thinking about how can we address, and welcome, Andy, how can we address perhaps some of these issues in covering all the bases and in a manner that's fair and equitable. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, Andy, just to bring you up to speed, we're at the agenda item discussing the sovereign nation funding, which would be awards specifically designed for the 9 federally recognized tribes in Oregon. Some of the barriers just that we're currently working on, or barriers may not be the right word, but some things that this process would have to, there's several channels it has to go through. So this is in the very early stages. First of all, we haven't done it before, so it's brand new. There's some other kind of processes with procurement and DOJ that it needs to move through, because it's if they say it can't be done or something like that, it makes it a much, probably can't be done, but would certainly make it harder. I don't want to read through each one of these. I'm trying to see if there's, you can see down here, ODE procurement reviews the fairness of award process, So any approach to funding sovereign nations only should align with established legally vetted means of doing so. Then there would be a process also of engagement and consultation. But that in a nutshell is kind of a proposal. Brian or Paul, would you like to jump in and round anything out?
Well, I think